Mountain. Mountain.
Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to answer a question about whether you should stick to one exercise when it comes down to building strength. Now, there's really no supposed to's or no have to's, but if you're really trying to refine a groove when it comes down to an exercise such as bench press, squat, or deadlift, I would highly recommend doing that lift more often. Now, whether you're working with heavier weights or lighter weights, that's another discussion altogether. But the fact is that if you are doing an exercise over and over and over again, there is a very real possibility that you're going to become an expert in that groove, right? And so much of strength has to do with groove. And I've talked about this lots of times, but the coordination and the firing of the muscles at the right time, and also the arc, like some guys when they bench press slightly towards their eyes. That's really a powerlifting technique instead of just straight up. And that's just, it makes sense, because if you're coming down to the sternum and as you're traveling forward, you'll notice that as the bar comes up, in order for the full range to happen, the shoulders come up, right? You see what I'm saying? Like the bar is in alignment with the shoulders, it's above the shoulders. Now that's why sometimes you'll see me wrap out part way. I don't come all the way up because I'm trying to basically not have as much shoulder inclusion in there because I'm doing it for bodybuilding purposes. But the fact is that if you are going to refine a groove, you're going to get stronger at that movement that you're refining the groove in. Should you stick to one exercise when you're trying to gain strength? I would say it's okay to do some accessories here and there, but as a general rule, if I was going to try to do, increase my bench press or my squat for a period of time, as long as I was recovered, I'm assuming that I'm not totally sore from the previous workout, I would stick to one exercise as my main exercise and say, okay, that's the exercise I'm going to start my workout with. So say, for instance, for chest training, I would start with bench press, and I would most of the time start with bench press and try to bench press 2 to 3 times a week to refine that groove. And then I might do some accessory work afterwards. Same thing with squat. I would stick to squat. If my main consideration was saying I want to increase the strength of my squat, I would concentrate on squat, not diddly squat, but actually the exercise squatting. So this is really something that is pretty much a basic. It's pretty much a basic. It's really called the priority principle. It's like whatever you put the priority into, that's really what's going to adapt, and that's exactly what you're going to get better at. So when you make a certain exercise a priority, it is most likely going to increase in strength when you do it more often. That's why most strength training programs, they will center around 2 or 3 major exercises that you try to get stronger in. Now, if you're always like confusing the body, doing one exercise over here, one exercise over there, sometimes when you come back to the exercise you want to get stronger in, sometimes the body forgets the groove, right? And like I said before, the groove plays such a major role in how much weight you can lift. Now, as a bodybuilder, is it necessary to try to gain strength and to be ultimately, got the perfect groove and everything like that? Well, one could argue maybe not. Like I've said before, like if you just get stronger in the 10 rep range or stronger in the 8 rep range or stronger in the 15 rep range, you're still going to be gaining muscle. You don't have to be doing this for 1 rep maxes. So that's also another thing. I'm not talking about just doing 1 rep maxes. You can be getting stronger in the 5 rep range or 8 rep range or 15 rep range. It's up to you. But doing the exercise more often will automatically help strength as long as your recuperation is not the weak link. So that said, if you're going to be doing a more frequent type training system, then if you find that you're not recovering by the time you have to train that body part again, then lower the amount of volume that you did the previous workout or the intensity of weight, right? Maybe if you're hitting failure in your weights and you're doing 5 sets of 5, maybe you'd be better off doing sets of 8. Maybe lowering the intensity, not using quite as much weight, or doing less sets of 5. Or the third technique would be Doing multiple sets with heavier weight but not going to failure, making sure you have 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. That's another way you can do it. So you want to make sure that you hit that frequency, but you're also recovered by the time you have to train that muscle group again. So it's not about doing massive amounts of volume. It's not about killing the muscle or killing the area. It's more about refining it constantly saying, hey, remember this, remember this, remember this, remember how to lift this, you know? That's exactly how it works. So yeah, I hope this helps you out in your training. I hope this helps you understand that a lot of strength is refining the groove, and sometimes it does help to stick to one exercise in order to do this, just to become a specialist for a short period of time. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now.